I first met Kaitlyn about 3 years ago at my college graduation. She came to my graduation party with Jacob and stayed for the weekend, and that's, I think, the first time I got to really know Kaitlyn.
So, I've known Kaitlyn for a long time. I don't remember the exact moment we first met, but I believe it was back in kindergarten. And I was recently cleaning out the crawl space with my mom. And I noticed all these pictures from kindergarten, and we're always doing different projects together and things like that. So we go way back.
I first met Kaitlyn working for Otis in the Chicago suburbs in 2018. She was my first friend in the office, and I'm so glad she was.
Okay. Wait, what? Don't unbuckle. Oh my god! We just say Portillo's, so. Okay. Abby, Emma. Hey. When did you first meet Kaitlyn and how long ago?
Well, not to speak for the both of us, but we met Kaitlyn 4 years ago at the lovely Otis Elevator Company. While we were fresh baby interns, and she loved helping us so much.
Truly took us under her wing.
She did, yeah.
Whether she liked it or not, she did.
Hi, Kaitlyn, aka Katie, who's been my friend for about 10 years now. When you transferred from Marion to PR, we had high school math class together.
Hi everyone, and KB. I hope you're having the best bachelorette party ever so far this weekend. So in case, I guess we'll jump right into it. In case I'm doing a horrible job introducing myself to everyone, I'm Lauren. I'm a work friend of Kaitlyn's, kind of turned just friend pretty quickly from there, which brings me to my first memory of Kaitlyn. So Kaitlyn and I met about 5.5 years ago. It was at the Lombard office. She was the new sales trainee that was training me on new installation. So I remember just being incredibly impressed with how much she knew and how helpful she was. We both lived downtown, so I remember kind of bonding over that. And then I think pretty quickly from there, they had a sales training an opportunity in South Carolina. I had never been before, and I remember Kaitlyn asking if I wanted to go a little bit early and stay with her brother for a night and kind of go explore and see all the sights with him. And I remember just having the best time ever. And that's still the only time I've ever explored Charleston, which was just a really cool experience. So I appreciate you for including me. I also remember you getting me to try some seafood, which I believe at the time I was still pretty skeptical of seafood. I've definitely kind of grown my taste buds since then, and now I love it. But I appreciate you pushing me back then. But that's how we met.
All right, I first met Kaitlyn, I think 23 years ago, in kindergarten at St. Thomas, and we have been best friends ever since.
I met KB at some MCC party back in the day. I don't know, probably, 10 or 11 years ago.
You didn't meet her from me?
No, we crossed paths at MCC party.
Where did we first meet? Would be college.
Where? Time and place.
Okay, thank you. I actually first saw Kaitlyn when she was touring the Alpha Phi house, because she was transferring to Iowa. I actually think she may have shown up with another man to the house.
What?
Who is not Jacob. And I didn't talk to her that day, but I did pass her and could hear her talking. And there was a very, very thick Chicago accent. So I instantly knew that it was another person from the suburbs of Chicago.
A little nasally too, might I add.
You think a little nasally?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a little nasally. And then we roomed together, and people said that I wouldn't get along with Kaitlyn because that she was a little opinionated and strong-minded. Obviously we got along.
It's true.
But they weren't wrong.
No. I found that out firsthand.
Yeah.
Can I say where I first met Caitlyn?
Yeah, say where you first met Caitlyn.
I first met Caitlyn in their apartment that Kate and Caitlyn and Paige were sharing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And probably one of the first few words we ever said to each other, we were already yelling at each other. So it was off to a hot start. And never would have guessed we would have made it this far.
Yeah. Logan has openly admitted that Caitlyn is his favorite friend. Probably because they're the exact same person. Deep down.
Deep down. Way deep.
My favorite way to describe Caitlyn is loyal. She loves her people so hard. She would go to bat for anybody. She is a great friend, and she will be a ride or die until the very end.
You've always been such a good friend to me, someone who's supportive and encouraging no matter what. And I love that you're a no bullshit type of girl. You say it how it is, and I really, really appreciate that.
Best word to describe Caitlyn, probably loyal. I don't think like I've ever had a friend that like don't get me wrong, she'd be absolutely pissed and she would think I was an idiot, but like I could probably call her with just about anything and she would just like be there to help. She'd be very honest with me the whole time, but very loyal. She's also super consistent. I can just like every other day at about like 4:45, I'm probably gonna get a phone call from her. It's like pretty much like clockwork. And she's actually the only person I like talk to on the phone, and it's just reserved. Phone time is reserved for talking to Caitlyn, and that's about it. Otherwise, text me if you're not Caitlyn, because I probably won't pick up.
One word to describe my cousin Caitlyn. I've known her my whole life. I can't pick one. I have to go with 3. Obsessive, passionate, loyal.
All right, my one word to describe Caitlyn is definitely loyal. I feel like I can go to her whenever, with whatever, however, and I know she'll have my back or just listen to me vent or honestly just be there. So, loyal.
Mine would be PETA. Pain in the ass. No description needed.
All right.
So there's a lot that comes to mind when I think of Caitlyn and how to describe her. But I think the one that sticks out the most to me is loyalty. Caitlyn's just always going to be there to call you, always going to have your back, always wants to know how you're doing, how your family is doing, and she has such a heart of gold, and I'm really, really lucky to have her as one of my best friends.
One word that best describes Caitlyn.
Bad
Ass.
I will say that one thing, and probably why we've gotten to be such close friends, is that I truly appreciate just how blunt you are and how intentional you are with your friendships and with your just time and effort. You know how I am and how non-confrontational I am. So if things get a little uncomfortable or if there's miscommunication, I'm not always the first person to reach out. I just kind of let it sit, which isn't super healthy always. But I will say that something that I really admire about you and something that I've truly tried to kind of do more myself is just if there is ever a situation, you are the first person to call and say, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Are you upset? Is something wrong? I don't know. But it shows you care. And I truly admire that about you. And even just how intentional you are about calls and just catching up. And you're just a truly good friend. And I'm honored to be a part of this weekend. And I hope you know how special you are and how much everyone loves you.
Okay, our favorite memory with Caitlin, this is very easy for me, was in 1st or 2nd grade, your birthday party at Lulu, where you get your hair and makeup done and wear like these crop tops and do a dance right outside of the store in Woodfield Mall. And you had all this glitter and makeup done, and yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment with you.
My favorite is our RV trip that we took a few years ago. It was cool to be able to hike and carry your dead body around, and you got to show me Flagstaff, where you spent a full 2 months at Northern Arizona. You got to see me parallel park an RV and do a light pole. Yeah, that was the best.
And almost take us off the road.
Yeah.
Driving through the canyon.
Cut that.
Okay, my favorite memory. There's a lot to pick from. You know, between Iowa City and Iowa and, you know, just South Carolina and Florida. But, you know, I think one of the first times I realized Caitlin and I were going to be friends was like one of our very first trips back to Des Moines. And I think we had only been like living together / like actually friends, not even really friends at this point, for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And we went back to Des Moines and stayed at my family's house. And I believe we went to a karaoke bar, but we ended the night with Caitlin throwing up on the side of the road and my brother having to like pull over, and we were so close to the house, like maybe like 3 houses away, but she could not wait. Maybe that's the most embarrassing moment or funniest moment. Or we've had like some good times in Florida between like trying to make her go skinny dipping and the waiter that like got us so wasted, and Logan's mom had to come pick us up from this like random beach hotel because we couldn't walk back and it was too dark and we were too
My
drunk.
favorite memory with Caitlin is probably living together at Iowa. We had such a good time together. We also went through a lot together, but it really just showed what a good friend Caitlin really is.
Favorite memory with Caitlin? Probably when we went to Denver after Madison first moved there, and it was Abby, me, Madison, and Katie McGarvey and Caitlin.
So fun.
And
all we have to say is it's the altitude.
she'll understand.
She'll understand.
It was just a really fun trip though. We had a good time.
It was like our first girls trip.
Yes. And it was fun to see everyone outside of Chicago /
My favorite memory with Caitlin is when we went to Costa Rica and we got stranded in New Jersey. Our luggage got lost, so we had to buy clothes when we got there, and basically everything had a sloth on it. And then we went on a 4-wheeling trip, and my 4-wheeler got stuck, and I started rolling down the mountain, and I was stranded there for like 10 minutes before anybody noticed. It was just her and I on the tour. So they had to turn around and come back and get me, and then we continued to get stuck in the mud. So it was a really, really eventful trip. It makes me laugh every single time I think about it, but it was a true test of our friendship that we made it out of that trip alive.
Favorite memories, some trips to Charleston. Let's see, the Cubs game, our first Cub game, that was fun. Yeah, just excited for all future memories to make with our kiddos and your future kiddos.
So my favorite memory with Caitlin is more of a collection of memories, and it has to do with just any time we're together on a casual basis. And what I think of really are all of our awesome wine nights in the city and all of our different apartments we've had, and just watching HGTV and eating cheese and drinking wine, especially on the rooftop of 222 Pearson, because that was the best spot in town.
My favorite memories, Caitlin, is probably going to Wisconsin to my aunt and uncle's cabin, and she was able to tag along a few years ago, and that was a fun time.
Marriage advice.
Don't do it.
Um,
Pick your battles, Caitlin.
Yes.
Pick them.
Never let them go to sleep in jeans.
She's gonna love that one. She's gonna think you're so fucking.
I mean, I think like the big thing is like a mutual like just respect overall, and realizing that you just have to support each other in being separate people, but also like merge, like in the merging of those things together, like but allowing each other to still be yourselves.
Yeah.
Is that your advice?
Sure.
It's your advice.
I said.
What's your actual advice?
That was a good one for Caitlyn. Can be very. You said she can be very opinionated. We both know this, so she needs to pick her battles with Jacob. Jacob can be, he can be funny sometimes. Maybe get under Caitlyn's skin, and the small stuff can add up to big stuff. But picking your battles, yes, but also maybe just a nicer way to say things. If you're annoyed. Like, instead of you're annoying, that frustrates me. Try that one, Caitlyn.
That's a good one. Okay. So,
I look like a therapist in this chair.
that was some really good marriage advice.
Okay, so I'm not married, but I have a lot of friends and family members who are. So guess I'll just take, little things here or there that I hear from them. But I think just in general in life too, my piece of advice would be don't sweat the small stuff. Don't let things build up, and just have great communication and being open with each other. And I think you guys are already really great at that, so just keep up with it.
Any marriage advice or advice in general?
So I would love to give advice, but unfortunately I've been single for many, many years. Love Caitlyn and Jacob's relationship. Just keep doing what you're doing, and
Yeah. Always get along.
Always get along. Never go to bed, what'd you say?
Angry.
Never go to bed angry.
Yeah.
Ever.
Marriage advice will have to come from Caitlyn to me because...
What else? In terms of marriage advice, I don't have any yet because you're going to beat me to the punch. But I'm very excited to steal all your advice once you have some of that, some experience ahead of me. But honestly, I feel like you guys got this.
All right, some marriage advice for our long marriage of 9 months so far. I would say just to always do things that you guys enjoy together. Have your guys' thing, whether it's like a game or activity or a place or whatever, but like always have your guys' thing that's just like kind of sacred between you two, and just to always laugh. Laughing's good.
I would say communicate.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just make sure that you guys are both on the same page and communicating about everything and anything, because you're making decisions together now.
The advice I would give is to keep learning from each other. Jacob was brought into your life. There's something about him, a way that he lives that you don't inhabit, that you need to learn from him. And there's something that Jacob needs to learn about you. There's a way that you live, Caitlyn, that Jacob needs to absorb for himself to become the best version of himself. And I really wish that you guys continue on this path of learning about yourselves and growing yourselves through the relationship instead of trying to change each other.
Funniest / most embarrassing moment with Caitlyn?
So there was this one hot summer day where Caitlyn invited a bunch of us out to go on her boat. And Caitlyn, you never make mistakes, right? We all show up with like all of her stuff, her drinks, and
Everyone's lathered up or ready to go, already relaxing on the boat.
And she simply can't find the boat keys.
We all tear the boat apart.
Tearing it apart. She's like, it's my brother's fault. It's my brother's fault.
Brandon has
the key. And then
she's like calling her dad, yelling at him.
And then there's this like boat, one of her boat neighbors or what?
I don't know, some old man.
Some old man told us how to jumpstart the boat, and we did. And then, Caitlin, I think it was very big of you to down the line tell us all they were in your jean jacket pocket
at home. She found them like that day. But we still went out, so it was fine.
It was so fun. It was the best day.
One of our funniest memories, or what I think is one of our funniest memories, is probably our Valentine's Day date, 2018, when we were both, I think, single. And wishing that we had some Valentine's Day plans. And I remember going to, was it 79th floor, whatever that, John Hancock, like the tallest, the fancy dinner place. And all dressed up. And I remember them giving us roses. They probably thought we were the cutest of girlfriends. But I remember just having the best time. And we got the seafood tower there, probably because I just recently figured out that I liked seafood. But yeah, it was a good time.
All right, so my funniest thing about Caitlyn, or moment, I guess, is back in high school. And if you knew me growing up, I was always getting like grounded or the one getting in trouble or couldn't do anything. But there was one time in Caitlyn's life that I had to like pick her up and park down the street, and she had to put a ladder out her front door to sneak out, and she was the one doing that and not me. And that was funny to me because it was always the other way around.
Mine was when you got me so blitzed in Old Town. I came back and I knew you wouldn't let me go to get Demos. So my phone was lost. I told you I was going to go find my phone, but I really just ended up getting 3 slices from Demos.
It's definitely funnier if you were there.
One Christmas, she was obsessed with the cream puffs, so she ate them all to the point that she vomited and never wanted them again. Obsessed with Annie's mac and cheese. Don't think she's burned herself out on that one yet. Obsessed with plants. I remember when that obsession was fostered. Obsession with cream beige colored sweaters. Once she knows what she likes, and she's all about it, and I love that.
Okay, so one of my funniest memories with Caitlyn in more recent years is during COVID, there was like nothing to do, so you would just like go over and hang out at people's houses. And I think it was like a Friday night, and Caitlyn came over. We were probably going to drink wine, and I was like, do you want to just take an edible? And we're like, let's do it. And so we just sat on the couch and laughed and watched shitty TV, and it was just like the funniest, like most impromptu casual thing.
This plays into my funniest memory of her also. That night we went out in Des Moines, and it seems like every time Caitlyn goes out in Des Moines, she gets a little bit too drunk and has thrown up in my mom's front yard before, so that's really funny.
No. Logan doesn't think you're embarrassing, ever.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but nothing comes to mind immediately, so.
So perfect.
And then my favorite thing about the both of them together, Caitlyn and Jacob, is I think they're both very adventurous and probably equally as adventurous, and it's cool to see all of the trips that they're able to go on together.
What I love most about Caitlyn and Jacob is their love for living life to the fullest. They're always on a new adventure. They always want to try something new and see a different part of the world or their country, or just do something different. And I really admire them for that, because they get an idea in their head and they find a way to do it. And I think it just makes their life together so fruitful and gives them so much to look forward to and share together.
Say hi. Good job. Hi, Caitlyn. Hi, everyone. Just want to say congrats to you and Jacob. We're so excited for Jacob to join the family. What do you want to say to Auntie? Auntie? KK? Yeah. Little J-Mo.
And what I love about Caitlyn and Jacob, is that they are made for each other. I think they're like two puzzle pieces that just fit together perfectly. They balance each other so well, and I'm so excited to watch them celebrate their love.
Something I love about Kaitlyn and Jacob together is just that they're both real, genuine people who care about making connections with other people, and it really comes across when you're with them.
I spend most of my time probably with you at work type events or with work friends, so Jacob's not always around for that, but I will say in the time that I have spent with the both of you, I just really love and notice how you guys just are together. I think he has such a sweet and kind demeanor, and I think you are such a bold and confident person, and I think you guys just really mesh well, and it's just so clear how much he adores you and how much he loves you. And I think with all the adulting you've been doing, you know, buying a house and the Airbnb and all of the work that you guys have been doing and just you know, furthering your careers, I think that you both push each other in such a cool way.
What do you love most about Kaitlyn and Jacob as a couple?
Your banter. I just think when we were in Denver, it was so fun to get to know Jacob better too.
Yes. He's really funny.
And he's hysterical. And it was just funny seeing how you guys
interact with one another. Yeah. And they're just overall love for one another.
So precious.
Yeah. You guys always take fun trips and stuff. Aspire to be, you know. We love you both. You especially, Kaitlyn.
And Zeus.
And Zeus. Zeusy boy.
Love you. Bye. Bye.
I would say just the consistency, and they're very settled. Like they've always been very settled in their relationship.
With like old people.
Yeah, just like established, and like. Jacob, we were one of the first people to meet Jacob, weren't we? Like her.
They weren't dating yet.
No, they weren't dating, but like they went to the Madison game and like.
Yes.
Like Jacob just didn't know anyone there and made friends, and we all got drunk and had fun. So I'd say just, you know, they're always game. They're game for hanging out with people that are close to them or that mean something to them.
Yeah, until about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then Kaitlyn has to go home.
Calling it quits.
Okay, well, what I love most about you guys, one, I love Jacob's humor because it is essentially the same humor as mine. So I feel like a little less alone in that. So I'm personally really glad that you found Jacob. But I do think that you guys both just like very much level each other out in the perfect way. And I think like he makes like some of those little things not feel like so big, because I think sometimes, you know, it's just easy to get worked up on stuff, and he's just very even keeled on that stuff.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
He doesn't ground juggle.
He doesn't ground juggle. So there's points there.
Big points.
You can't make kombucha though. So
work on it. Buddy.
Yeah. And then I think just like how adventurous, I mean, I guess kind of goes with like Logan saying you guys are like game for anything. Like you're just like very fun and always like down to do anything exciting, or I mean, yeah, stay and play card games, go on a 10-mile hike, I just go scuba diving. I feel like you just like call either of you up and you would just be down for it. But
all right, my favorite thing about you and Jacob is definitely just the way you guys balance each other. It's just very clear that you guys both bring the best out in each other. And Jacob, since the like moment I met you, you've always been so easy to be around, and it's just very easygoing. And I think that's just like between you two, you guys bring that like out in each other.
I like your sense of adventure, You guys are always going on trips and doing things together, and even the Galena house I think is really cool.
Kaitlynn's also just fiercely loyal, and I think Jacob is as well. I think Jacob's very dedicated, and they're both very passionate and loyal about their relationship, and that's one of my favorite things that they have going for them.
Love you, Caitlin. I'm so happy to be celebrating with you, and I can't wait for your big day. I'll cherish our friendship forever.
Okay, so this wasn't one of the questions asked, and we got like 3 minutes before I have to get to the bus, but I just want to say I love you guys so much. I'm so happy for you. I am so excited to be a part of your day and your special ceremony, and I just wish you guys all the best.
I'm really excited for you, and I'm really excited for all that's to come, and I am honored to be witnessing it. So let's go not black out on espresso martinis, but drink all the wine this weekend, and yeah, I hope you feel loved and celebrated. And I'm gonna force so many hugs on you this weekend. Hope you're prepared. Love you. Bye.
I'm really excited to be celebrating you. And I'm really glad you found Jacob, and I'm so happy for you guys. And I just think like this is gonna be like the best year and like the best celebration. So yeah.
Do you love her?
Yes, I love her, but like we don't really like say that, and we don't really like have physical contact.
Say it.
Okay.
This is a good moment to say it.
It feels awkward, but I do love you. It's unspoken. Like we both know that about each other.
Yeah, but you gotta say it on this.
Okay, what? We're recording, so.
I love you, Caitlin. I'm not afraid to say it like Kate is.
I'm not afraid to say it.
She was afraid to say it.
I said it.
Yeah.
I love you more than he loves you.
I mean, it's not a competition.
Just don't ask me to say it frequently, because I'm not good at that.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.
We are so bummed we can't be there to celebrate. We hope you guys are all having so much fun. We are excited for the big day in just 2 months. Felicity's so pumped. We'll definitely make up for it then. Hope you guys are having a blast. Bye, guys.
Say bye-bye. Bye. Good job. Bye-bye. You wave? Bye-bye. Blow a kiss.
Good heart, sing these songs I sing. Was supposed to choose ways and when the Wednesday is in. Oh knows I'm to blame, so I'm sorry, Mama, for the hell you raised. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mama, for the hell you raised.
Okay. So that was a good start to the video. For Caitlin. It's a ballad by Logan. So, the questions.